Well, good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Uh, Matt Minder here with Matt Fegley in Jersey. We are live from the 20th hole at Black Desert here in St. George, Utah. And I'll tell you, this place, um, it's not short on views. What do you think, Fegley?
That is correct. We were trying to figure out how to get the views in, but every time the light washes it out. But yeah, it's amazing. It's really pretty country. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really funny. So it's Jersey's first time, Las Vegas and Utah making that drive. And, you get outside of Vegas, and I'm like, you'll see some things that are pretty cool, and you'll think it's it, and it's not it. And you get to that first when you go through that pass
yep.
to kind of climb through the mountains, get to St. George, and it was just unbelievable, so cool. So if you're not here, you guys are missing out. Great place, but it's Thursday night 9, a little bit later than normal. So sorry about that. Travel schedules. I'm on my fourth time zone in 2 days, so we're having some fun there.
Wow,
And
you've
yeah,
covered them all now.
I was in New York. Yeah, we went from New York to St. Louis to Dallas to Las Vegas to here.
There you go.
So, but we're here and we're excited
You
about it.
got
It's
them.
going to be a great weekend. 140 player sold out field here at the APT Red Rock Championship. Saw the trophies; they look awesome. Lots of really cool stuff for the players um, this weekend. But why don't you highlight, since that's your kind of your thing, the upcoming events this weekend?
All right, so obviously we have the national major here at wonderful Black Desert Resort and the Ledges, so it's going to be a great time. Iowa, we'll highlight the ones that are kicking off. Iowa's kicking off their season at Kirksville on Friday. We also have the Folds of Honor Friday event here. Arkansas and Memphis, they got the Ridges at Village Creek. Columbus and Cincinnati, Springfield Country Club. Upstate's got River Falls Championship. Seattle with a former national major venue playing at Chambers Bay this weekend. Maryland's got the
Former
Lynx.
slash future.
Well, yeah, I was going to say a rotating national major site. We
There we
got
go.
Maryland, St.
So three
Louis,
national
and
major
yeah.
three national major sites this weekend.
Oh,
So
that is a
lots of
good
great
point.
places
Yeah,
to play in APT.
and then the Triads at Sapona. So good stuff this weekend. We had some cancellations due to the crazy weather going through Kentucky and Cincinnati area. So I know Casey's been making some adjustments there due to what's going on there. So thoughts with those guys and those folks in those areas is dealing with some weather. So, but yeah, looking forward to a
Yeah,
good weekend.
yeah, it's going to be a great weekend on the APT, as are most weekends. But it's going to be a
Correct.
lot of fun. We're live, like you said. We're at Black Desert Resort, staying here this weekend. This place is. I mean, I was in my room for about 42 seconds um, before coming down here, but those 42 seconds were pretty awesome. So I've got a pretty good view of some red rocks in the morning, and the amenities here are fantastic. So it's going to be a lot of fun, minus the golf. But just to remind people tuning in, might be the first time. Thursday night 9 different topics, 5 minutes each. We're going to try to keep it moving, have some fun, do some questions at the end. And so we will jump right in. Hole number 1. We've got some pretty awesome new stuff that's showing up at the pro shop. I know Jersey's been excited about it because, when you order stuff at the end of January, it takes till the beginning of April to get here.
Yeah.
And it's finally here, Jersey. So why don't you
Yes.
walk us through some of the new stuff in the pro shop?
Yeah, I know last week I showed everybody some show and tell of what we got in. So all that is now on the pro shop, and it's up and running on the Under Armour collection page. So there is still more to come though, so stay tuned. But yeah, over there is the lightweight hoodie for the men's. So we're still getting some women's hoodies in, and then another t-shirt style for men's. So be on the lookout for those if you want to get some Under Armour products. I will say, like I said last week, they are low inventory, so I would definitely get them while you can before they run out of stock. But yeah, we're getting some new stuff in. I will say for the ladies, Vimeo has shipped and it's on its way. So we will have women's hats in the pro shop very soon. So be on the lookout for that too. But yeah, overall, super excited. We'll work on getting some more new stuff in, and yeah.
Yeah, and just for everybody, who's talking, the Imperial, we've got visors in now.
Mm-hmm.
Those are in and ready to go. The bucket hats, typically Fegley's wearing one, but apparently not in Utah. Oh, there it is. So,
But yeah,
but Jersey, you want to talk a little bit about the quarter zips and
yeah,
some of the new tees? So I know the women have
yeah,
been wanting those red T-shirts for a long time, so I better see 3
yeah.
or 4 of those ordered tonight.
Yeah, they're super soft, and for the ladies and even for the men's too. I will say the men's t-shirts are super soft. So, and we have it's just the APT logo. So, but yeah, and then the quarter zips are super nice and fitting too for women's and even for men's. We have different options for men. So we have like a little bit of a fleece quarter zip too, like I showed last week. That one is a little bit more heavy set. And then we also have it's a blue colored quarter zip for the men's as well. That one's a little less filling, I would say. It's not as fleece on the inside, but it's still a great layer to wear on the course and stuff too. And then also for the ladies, we have our motion zips. Those are great overall too. I tried one on and I really liked mine. So overall, they're great.
Definitely.
But yeah. Like he said before too, Imperial is great. We did get our visors or bucket hats in. We have new bucket hats in black and white now too. The one shown is what Fegley has. That has our text up on it, but we also have one with the APT logo instead too, and that one's the black and white. That one's the navy and white. So, and we also have a navy and red as well. So yeah, be on the lookout for those. Those are up on the pro shop. Our visors are as well, and those are the Phoenix visors. So with the Phoenix visors, they're a little bit more thin than the tour visors that are out there as well. But we have navy, black and white for those. So, and then we also have our Old Norse. That's the big sun hat. I brought some this weekend. I'm excited, and I'm hoping for somebody to wear it. So, or buy it and wear it. I'll be trying it on. I'll be modeling it too. So, but
Definitely. Well,
yeah.
appreciate you coming out. And guys in
Yeah.
Utah are going to treat. Jersey Girl's coming to set up the pro shop all the way out in Utah. And so a lot of new stuff you get to, see, feel, and touch it while you're out here. And we can't let everything up. I'm pretty excited about the tea gift this weekend, too. I think it's going to be really good.
Yes. Super excited. Also, the views are amazing for anybody that is asking. Amazing. But yeah.
For sure. So we'll appreciate you stopping in. And
Yeah.
I know it's been a busy day of traveling. So
Glad to be here.
we'll definitely be seeing more of you this weekend. So thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Fegley, we're on to hole 2. I don't even know what hole 2 is.
Hole 2 is, drum roll please, the preview of the Red Rock event here. So,
Right.
I mean, 140 players. We're shotgun it tomorrow or Saturday. And then straight tee times on Sunday. So,
yeah,
two great venues.
This shouldn't be the Red Rock Championship.
I haven't played
This needs to be like Black Rock, Red Rock, Snow Rock.
Right. Yeah.
You get all 3.
There was definitely with the weather here today. Like, I was looking in the members group, and just general Facebook friends in general, the folks that came out here, everybody that was taking the hikes at Bryce Canyon and Zion, they were getting pictures in the snow. And I was like, oh yeah, there's elevation here. So, and we're not through that time of year where snow's not a possibility. Right. So
76 on Sunday, buddy.
I know it's amazing. There's this little cold front today, and it slowly warms up, and then it's going to be absolutely perfect. Both really Saturday and Sunday. Friday's going to be fine too. Might be a little chilly, but still should be great. And then the way the wind was here today earlier, I don't know if you guys had it on the way in, but this afternoon, let's just say it would have been quite the event because the wind was it was something earlier today. So hopefully we're through that. But
That
Chris has got
forecast
some
actually
good.
looks pretty
Oh,
good. You just gotta let people see this place, man. It is special.
I know.
PJ Tours here. I saw they're setting up hospitality on the 18th hole. Just absolutely
These are
beautiful golf resort.
the wonderful marketing photos. You know, you got to love this stuff. One thing that I do like out here, they have they have a drone, training, and they actually will let you fly stuff. They're not that restrictive. So I was doing some research. So I did bring my drone. So, we'll have some fun stuff. Maybe get some photos and some stuff tomorrow. But we'll see. But yeah, it's this place it's really beautiful. Again, this is the golf course that we're focusing on because we are staying here. But the other golf course, I have not played that either. But again, this area
is really good.
Area in general is really good for golf. It's one of these places that, as time goes on, it will continue to be a really, really good destination. So.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Ledges is no slouch. I mean, the Ledges doesn't have the name that Black Desert has, as far as probably the national reach, but from a golf course perspective, and a facility perspective at all, you won't be disappointed. It's a really good spot. Really good test of golf. It's very fair, and it's going to be a fun weekend. Just see, this is a really good championship to kind of find. The cream's going to rise to the top this weekend. And, it's been a great championship for, the Utah chapter for years. We're excited to include it as a national major this year and for it to be for years to come. It's going to be a great week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, we're here. It's kicking off and on to the next one.
Right. Well, hole 3, I'm excited about this one. One of my favorite weeks of the year. We will get a link to y'all tonight because we have some news on the Omni Bedford Springs Tournament, another sold-out field, another great venue that's been historically popular in APT. Heard that the golf course is in fantastic shape, was just in that area last weekend, and have heard nothing but great things, talked to their staff this week. And for those of you staying that maybe haven't made arrangements or your arrangements are cancelable, we did secure a extremely discounted rate at the Omni Hotel on property, $249 a night. There is a resort fee on top of that, but that's a stupid rate for a hotel that goes for $700-800 a night all summer long.
Correct, and even during that time, because some of us had looked at staying there that during the event, and it was always well over $500, if not $600 at least a night, and it's like maybe next time.
I couldn't believe how that came through. And it's optional, so don't think you have to stay there. But a great room rate to take advantage of. I will tell you, this is a great event to take your wife to, especially if you can cancel your room, at the Fairfield or whatever in Bedford. I would not take your wife there. No offense. I'm a Marriott guy. I can say it. But, the Omni Hotel is one of the most historic hotels in the country, one of the few hotels that's made entirely of wood. There's great restaurants. There's great facility, a spa at the resort, and would be definitely one to earn you some brownie points if you took your significant other. Arthur, we will send an email out to the field to get you that rate. We'll get that out tonight. Don't worry.
Yep.
And I love the press.
I love Gus talking about the par threes because that golf course is all about. It's all about everything, but those par threes there are definitely.
I love that.
Definitely
golf course.
Fun.
So good.
Yep.
All right, what's your favorite hole?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, I know it's not number 4.
Oh boy, favorite hole.
Just go to pictures.
16 is a par 5 is kind of fun.
I like 16. I think 16, 17.
16, 17. And
I love the 15, 16, 17 stretch. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then, I mean, what is it? The third? Is it the third hole? What's the volcano hole? Is that the third hole?
Is the volcano hole?
That is 4. Yeah, dude, I think that's a great hole. It's just a hard. There it is. That's the picture of it. It's just a really hard golf hole.
Right.
And we do,
Don't
after playing it a couple times, we have moved the tees up on it because, well, it really doesn't matter how close you get to that green. It's still challenging. So,
well, where they put that in the front last year on Sunday, I watched more people put it off the green than make putts from outside 10 feet. It was insane.
yes,
Such a good golf. That's good old number one. That's a great starter.
number one. Yep. Yeah, it's that great little, it's not really a question, but for those that do hit it a long way, it can be a question of, do I push it for a 40-yard chip or do I just hit a nice, easy iron hybrid type out into the fairway and let your second shot do the talking. So, it's such a good venue. I'm super excited to go, to be going back. Good old Pennsylvania. May have to make a run up to State College and, get some swag or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Here you go. Celebrate your college football playoff loss.
Exactly. Too stupid Notre Dame, but hey.
It happens. Well, hey, we're to the first break. We got to stay back on pace. We're getting there. But stay tuned. We got a message from our presenting sponsors, Worldwide Golf, and then we'll be back for holes 4 through 6. Stay tuned.
Perfect.
Get there. Get there. Get there.
Get there. Those two words are said by golfers all over the world as a sign of respect, a whisper of encouragement, a roar of support. It's what we say to our competitors, our loved ones, our heroes. It's what we say to ourselves.
Get there.
At Worldwide Golf, we're like you. We strive to improve our game, to elevate our standards, and transcend our limits. Our commitment is to the journey, to the tradition, and to the spirit of golf that unites us all. Since 1963, Worldwide Golf has been there to supply golfers with the equipment and apparel they need to drive their journeys forward. With over 100 retail locations spread across 10 retail brands and the best golf e-commerce websites, we have exactly what every golfer needs for however they choose to play. All of this done to help golfers who want to be their best get there. We are golfers, and we're here for golfers. We built a brand around evolving the game and having what you need to play your way, and it shows in every product we offer and every experience we provide. Our goal is singular, to help you get there. Though the game may change, our mission remains. To stand beside you, to grow with you, to celebrate every victory and learn from every shot. Worldwide Golf. Get there.
So there we go.
So one of my favorite things about Worldwide Golf, obviously, like 17 different brands, guys. So lots of different things. Out here in Utah, it's Uinta. There's one not too far from the golf course here. And, Las Vegas Golf Superstore, Roger Dunn, Edward Watts, globalgolf.com. So lots of opportunities for our guys to take advantage of our relationship with Worldwide Golf.
Absolutely. And in our Facebook group, there were some people talking about their most said phrase on the golf course. And I was waiting for somebody to do the sponsor, thing and be like, oh, get there. But anyhow.
I hear you. It happens. But
so with that, we are
our next guest. We are getting there because our next guest tonight's killing it this year. Really excited about what he's doing, and one of the neighboring chapters to St. Louis. So we're proud of the work he's putting in, and guy that understands the APT way and is working really hard and doing some really great stuff. So we are going to get there this year in Indianapolis, and we're excited to welcome on Shannon Sager. I did it, man. I'll let you take over, Fegley. You're kind of from Indiana. I mean, Kentucky doesn't really count, but
that's the whole thing with Shannon. I'm sure he has probably lots of fellow friends that are Hoosiers, but Shannon's a Kentucky man.
Don't tell anybody, Matt. I do a little UK behind me on that horse. We did postpone some racing this weekend due to some weather. I feel like I'm Noah right now, might float away, but everybody's safe here. with the nasty weather we've gotten. So
Absolutely. Well, you and I had that funny situation at Keeneland, was it last fall,
yeah,
where, Shannon and my sister work. Do you still work together? No, you don't work together anymore. But in their past careers as both educators, they had worked together. And so when Shannon came down to say hello, he looked at my sister and looked at me and goes, "Y'all related?" I said, "Yeah, she's got a different last name now." So it was kind of a funny little, wow, the world is small moment.
she was a lot better looking than you. I just couldn't imagine that would pair up, to be honest with you. But
Fortunately for her, yes, absolutely. But yeah, so that was one of those little funny small world moments. But getting into some stuff, we're going to put you on the hot seat. We're going to ask you a couple of questions here. So first off is just basically what made you want to be a chapter owner, and get involved and become a fearless leader of this gang?
Well, I think the first thing you have to understand is, I've been part of the tour for 5 years. I was a player. I joined Kentucky, got to know Casey, got to know the fun of playing competitive golf. I think at the heart of what we do, we're all golfers, right? We love the game. I have got a hallmarker that says I'm a golfaholic. So I think being a golfaholic is something that is in my blood. But just my first event was actually at Sequoia, which is an event coming up in July, and I can't wait to go back. But I was bit. I mean, the moment I went, the moment I saw the setup, the way things were being done, I loved it. I was kind of dreaming to maybe be a part of something one day, because I love to bring good experiences to people. My background is a high school principal, well, at least for 2 more months before I retire. But I love being part of a culture. I love being part of something that matters, and I really believe in our motto. Matt has the players on there, on his hat. Well, that's by the players for the players. So when the opportunity came up, actually Casey mentioned to me from Kentucky. I met with Matt. We went to Purdue, and he sold me. And I haven't looked back. I'm not going to look back. I think this is one of the greatest things for golfers that's ever come about. We have the best tour. We have the best people. I keep seeing people pop up in the chat that I know from all kinds of walks of life. And it fires me up, guys. It gets me emotional because it's about the vibe. The vibe's important to keep going. The fellowship it's ridiculous. I'm jealous I'm not with you guys out west, but there's something always going on. I think that's a big part of the tour. If you want to go somewhere, you want to play, you can be a part of something that is cohesive, and that's important. It's all about the brand, and the brand is, the way we want to do things. So just being a part of something great, of a game that I respect and love and just can't get enough of. So why a chapter owner? I love it.
There you go.
Bring it on.
There you go. Well, so the other one is like, so how long have you been a quote golfaholic? Has it been years? Were you a kid, or did you start it as a, like later on in life, or what was your background as more of a player, I guess to say?
Believe it or not, I grew up with a tennis racket in my hand, and I played a little bit of college tennis, and then one day I saw a guy named Tiger Woods playing an amateur tournament, and I decided to pick up a golf club. I put down a tennis racket, and I haven't looked back. So that's 30 years ago plus.
Okay.
So I love tennis a lot. Destroyed my body, that and a little weight. But anyway, it just. I think the beautiful thing about golf is, a quick story. A gentleman I used to go to church with, he was 90 years old, and I played the last round of golf with him in a golf scramble at church.
Oh, wow.
And so that was a big moment for me, thinking, this is something I could do for my life.
Yeah.
This is something until I just can't go anymore, I can keep moving up tees. If I got to play for the middle of the fairway, I can keep playing golf. And I think that's the beautiful thing about our game is there's a balance in it for everybody. And there's room for anybody that wants to play. So
there you go.
I love it.
Hey, man. I like that, and that's, good stuff, dude. Good stuff. So you want to talk a little bit about the tour? What are your favorite highlights that you have planned this year as far as your schedule and some of the courses you're playing? You got anything you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, a couple of them. Uh, I want to say Otter Creek. We're going to play there. They are on the 24th of May. That course is being completely redesigned by Tom Kite.
Oh, wow.
So it's just going to keep getting better. And there's multiple holes. So we're going to play multiple nines. So we're going to get to play a couple of those. And I can't wait to see what they do. And if you're around and you don't have anything to do on June the 7th, you want to come over to Indiana University and play foul.
Yes.
And get you some. I mean, it is an incredible, beautiful course. The design is sick. I can't wait to get there. And I have to plug in the weekend of the Double Down. We're going to go play Sultan's Run on Saturday, July 26th. And it has the most beautiful hole in Indiana. It's the 18th hole. It's a waterfall. Everything's great about the course, but there's a couple of highlights. If you're around and you want to come to Indianapolis, give me a holler and we'll make sure you get in.
The site of my last and hopefully only no card that I have in a very long time, but I developed a very bad case of the
laterals.
It wasn't really even the laterals. It was like the tops, and it was like the 14th hole or something, where the one along the pond there. And after rinsing like the fourth one, I said, guys, I'm done. I can't hole out here. I'm I'm caddying the rest of the day. So it was quite an experience. It was a great course. I was really excited. But yeah, once that moment occurred, it was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, the course can eat your lunch, but
Yes.
for sure. But it's a special place. And then if you're getting to come to the Double Down, I mean, next year comes up. Hope we go back. If we don't, I'm sad. But that place sold out fast, and it's an incredible 2 days at the Dye course on the second day, and of course the Ross course on the first day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there in beauty.
Yep. 100%. All right. So
I may need a late tea time, just so you know, Solom's Run, because Collins' birthday party is the Friday night before. So I've been told. Obviously, I'm not missing that.
I've been informed the same too, Matt. So I think we're having a big, the most enjoyable birthday of all, number one, right?
Number one.
There you go.
That's one. So cool.
There you go.
Well, what's up next, Chris?
So
I feel unprepared
next,
because just
this
just
is
thrown
one
in
that
there.
this is one that has someone, who's expert in, as a principal. I don't know, man. Like your topics: disciplinarian, politician, leader, motivator, all that fun stuff. So one of the things that I told Chris I wanted to make sure we touched on big in this one is disputes and issues that we see as players on the golf course, and how we need to take care of that. The time to deal with disputes or situations that require a player to get involved with another player because something's not right is not after we've all gone home for the day. It's not the day after the golf tournament. It's not 3 days after the golf tournament. It's pretty much when the situation occurs, and if you've done it the correct way or made a dispute or a conversation about something that's going on the golf course, the scoring table at the end of the day is when we need to finalize our disputes and our situations. We don't need phone calls talking about how, I think Bob dropped it in the wrong spot on hole 17 on Monday. We need to be talking about that when it occurs, but then also coming to a finality at the end of the round at the scoring table. That's when we need to be addressing this.
I'd like to interject, Matt, just for a second. I disagree with you a little bit, because I think if you see an issue, it needs to be handled right there. Like if I'm on hole number 5 and I think someone improperly dropped, or they gave me the wrong score, or you think they took too much time looking for a ball, that needs to be settled right there.
Absolutely.
And here's what I want to say to the players. I hope that we are rooting for our fellow competitor. I mean, I know I want to win as bad as anyone. I mean, thanks Rex Meyer for the shout out. I did win Division 4 last weekend at Belterra, but thanks, brother. I appreciate that. But I mean, you've got to handle it. It's a game of integrity. So if you think something happened on a hole, it needs to be settled right then. I'll give you an example. I was coming off, I think, the 11th hole last week, and I honestly lost count. Like, I couldn't remember it. A couple of guys at the balls here and there, and I was like going by, and I said, wait, okay, guys, before we get in the cart, let's go through and make sure. And I got a double, by the way.
Right.
A big double bogey 7, but you have to get things there and then, settled. And if you have a disagreement, play 2 balls or whatever it is, but then settle it, with the competition committee. But this kind of fires me up because I think we lose a little bit of the integrity of the game when we want to call after the round, like you were saying. So
and it's
I digress. Yeah.
Well, but you brought up the good point, right? The thing is generally the culture that we all want to create and we all want to have here is that yes, we do want to. It's a competition. We want to win. We want to best our friends, right? We want to best our best friends, but at the same point in time, we want to make sure it's done properly. We want to take care of each other, but at the same point in time, if something's going wrong, you need to address it at the time, and then make sure that those disputes are finalized, at the scoring table at the end of the round. We have plenty of options, right? Like we've talked about multiple times, playing 2 balls is always an option for a situation where somebody's like, man, I don't know what to do here. I think I can do this. One of your fellow competitors is like, well, you really should do that, and then make a decision. Okay, we're going to proceed with, I'm the player. I want to proceed with this, but to the respect of my competitors and my playing partners, I hear you. I'll play a second ball. We'll play it in, and we'll deal with it at the end of the day and make sure that we have that conversation at the scoring table for anything that's disputed. And again, like you said, right, at the end of the hole, wait, I thought we had a 7. Hey, Shannon, let's go over that. It was what? 1 off the tee, 2 there. Then the third one was in the lateral, in the penalty, in the red penalty, and walk through the strokes. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
And as a marker, you have that responsibility to do that. And we should all think of it as, because again, I've done it before. I walk off a hole after I've hit balls out of play, and I'm like, make that putt for double. But in my mind, I've already forgot about the penalty. And I was like, man, that was a hell of a par save. And the guy looks at me and I was like, oh, wait, no, that was a double. You're right. I'm sorry.
Right.
But you took it the right way, Bagley. I mean, you didn't shout at anybody. You didn't get mad at anybody. You didn't cuss at anybody. That's the key is, like, be a part of something that's bigger than yourself.
Right.
And it's the game of golf and hold each other accountable. And that's hard to do, but to be criticized. I mean, people take it as a criticism. It's not a criticism. Like a lot of guys on tour, I mean, I'm in D4, and I love the guys in D4. I mean, we're the best guys out there. How's that? Take that all the other.
There you go.
I mean, not everybody understands the game is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And we need to be helpful in that. I always say the rules of golf are probably more difficult to understand the Bible, I mean, it's a complex thing. So be helpful and make sure that you approach people in a respectful manner.
Yep. And Matt's chomping at the bit, so let's hear from the boss.
No, it's all good. I'm letting you guys go, but I'll just add a couple things to it. I think number one, I think it's important to give options where you can. I think one of the best ways to do it. And look, this isn't an APT thing because some people I love some of the snotty people from other tours like, well, this is just an APT problem, blah, blah, blah. No, man, the stuff we're talking about happened all the time in U.S. Open qualifiers at the highest levels of any golf I've ever played. The biggest thing when something comes to you is, number one, give somebody an option. Hey, man, I really think that I think you're about to do this the wrong way. Here's the deal. I said, I'm not the expert, but let's play 2 balls. Do it your way, do it my way. That way we're covered if there's a ruling, and then let your chapter owner make the ruling when you get in. You can look it up in the book. I think that's really key. Where you come at somebody aggressive, like, try not to be confrontational. And if somebody comes at you, just say, look, I don't know if you're right or not, so we'll play 2 balls. I'll do it your way. I'll do it my way. And then let's go in and talk about it at scoring. I think that's really, really good. I think that's a key. And the other thing to understand in this, that one of the beautiful things about the game of golf, especially in a tour setting like we have, is you're really playing against yourself to get better along. And if you keep that perspective, number one, you're going to have more fun. But number two, you're going to improve more throughout the year. It's so easy to get locked in on, I need to win every event. I've played on tours for a long time, amateur tours and, mini tours. And the easiest way to get better is enjoy the community, enjoy the camaraderie, and you're really competing against yourself every time. And at the end of the day, sometimes your best is going to win, sometimes it may not, and that's okay. But you're gonna perform your best when you're worried about what you're doing in relation to the golf course instead of what all your competitors are doing, and that allows you to really enjoy the camaraderie aspect of the APT, the culture of the APT, but also put yourself in the best position you can to get better. And that would be the advice I have for people. I think it's easy to get lost in that if you haven't played the game for a really long time. That's what I encourage everybody watching to do, for sure.
And maybe one of the things that we do talk about, or let's give some guys and gals some credit out there. Like, look, if you have a situation, let's talk about it. Bring it up at the in the members group or something, and just be like, hey, we had this situation, we figured it out at scoring. Let's start bringing that culture together of like, look, we're trying to make sure that we're all doing this right and we're doing it together. It doesn't have to be this big, ugly confrontation. It's something like, hey, man, let's figure this out. And then we can get educated about it. It helps with the rules process as well, because weird stuff happens all the time. And if you never say anything and we never bring up and talk about different rules and scenarios, how are we going to know that certain particular rules aren't?
Yeah. Well, let's just jump in for a minute and let's role play, because this is what happens. It drives me absolutely nuts. If you're not willing to say something to them, say something at scoring. If you're not willing to say something at scoring, don't email us on Tuesday. Like, we get an email on Tuesday that says Shannon took a drop 20 yards ahead of where he was supposed to on hole 13. Am I supposed to call him 4 days after the tournament and be like, hey, Shannon, you took it? Like, there's no basis. There's no context. Like, if you want to be part of the solution, we've got to just have these respectful conversations, and our chapter owners are here to help guide through that, look things up in the rule book. Our staff, I know Phil does a great job of being on call on the weekends. I'm on call on the weekends. Shannon called me last week about a ruling, and we were both looking up the rule book to make sure it was right. Like, we do have the staff that's going to look things up and make sure we get you the right answer. And you may not always like the right answer, and sometimes I don't like the right answer when I'm giving it to a player, but we play by the USGA rules, and that's what it is. And so that's the big thing. But I think it's a really important part, like you guys said, of culture. I appreciate your perspective on it, Shannon. I thought that was really, really good. And Fegley, you as well, although I've heard your soapbox about it every week for the last 3 years. So I can quote yours, and you can quote mine. So it was good to hear from somebody else in this segment. That's for sure. So, and
one of those things, and I know Nathan and I have talked, offline. He's on the chat talking about it as well, and he's really passionate about this as well. And I'm sure we'll get his, we'll give him the opportunity, obviously, to make sure that he's able to express a lot, because he's, like yourself, has seen a lot, has been around the block. And he's seen a lot of these situations and has a very passionate perspective about it. It goes beyond you, as the player. You have the responsibility to the field and to everybody else that's involved in this particular event, that you have to have some responsibility and take it upon yourself as a player, that we have responsibility to protect the field and protect everything from the, from just situations that need to be judged correctly. So there we go.
No, absolutely. Well, Chris, are we going to break? I think we keep Shannon on for next, because we've got another major added to the schedule. I'm really excited about this one. New title sponsor for this event. It's going to be really good. Don't know if we're going to a break or not, or we're just jumping right in. Oh, we got a message from our friends at Folds of Honor. That's fitting. Come back. We're going to talk about the newest major. Just stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute.
Do they know?
And we're bringing it back live. We're back live.
Technical difficulty.
Because that didn't work.
I like that technical glitch, and
Anyway,
there's a
we'll
big
jump
party.
right in.
There's a big party
whole
coming
eight
in,
stuff.
so I may have to move, but whatever. We'll figure it out as we go.
On this, I'm going to laugh if you see you watch across the room over towards me. So, anyways,
It's all
but
good.
anyways, hole 7, the Wingman
Yes.
team event presented by Swag. More to come on that very, very soon. But at American Dunes, August 16th and 17th, going to be a great time back at American Dunes. Entry fee includes over $125 of swag, not swag, like gifting. There we go.
Not
Some of
swag.
it will be swag because they're the sponsor, and also included is going to be a Folds of Honor banquet dinner on Saturday night. We'll do a little barbecue on the back patio,
Nice.
little check presentation for Folds. I've got some fun things in store for that weekend. Team event. Believe we're going to one day scramble and one day 4-ball. It's a little fun, different event. If you've ever been to American Dunes, I think you'll appreciate the scramble on the first day to learn the golf course before you don't have a little bit of help on day 2.
There you go. Shannon, you've played there, right?
Oh man, I'm just sitting here getting cold chills thinking about going to American Dunes. I mean, it's the greatest Nicholas design out there. My favorite, I should say. I don't know if it's the greatest, but it's my favorite.
There you go.
It's a step into what our country should be about. It's patriotic. It's love for soldiers and their families. I don't know. I can keep going on and on. The golf course is freaking phenomenal. And if you don't hit in the right places, it eats your lunch too. So, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it's just over there in Grand Haven, Michigan, and I'll be up there in June visiting my wife's family, and I'll be over there playing myself. So I love it. Maybe a little practice round myself.
There you go.
Well,
I have not had the opportunity.
You've not had the opportunity yet for American Dunes? Dude.
Maybe August is it. We got to look at the calendar. We'll see.
It's something to walk through that initial tunnel, and just everything about that place is really special. Obviously being partners with Folds of Honor over the years, the crazy part about the story, and maybe the best way to introduce the whole thing and kind of tie holes 7 and 8 together is a story. So when Folds of Honor started, American Dunes was a golf course under a different name. It was, and it was just a muni that they held their first tournament to raise their first fundraiser for Folds of Honor. And the golf course fell on hard times. And a couple years later, and Lieutenant Colonel Rooney found out about it. It's his hometown, where his dad's from, and decided they needed to save the golf course. And so, through some contacts, Lieutenant Colonel Rooney reached out to Jack Nicklaus to get a meeting, and and Jack took the meeting, and Lieutenant Colonel talks about how it's like, I didn't know what to say. He goes, I went in there, and if you've ever seen him, I mean, he's on Fox News all the time. He's always speaking at something, and he's super eloquent. He's very well spoken. He goes, I went into this meeting and I didn't know what to say. I just was like, da 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 da, and Mr. Nicholas looked at him and said, the answer is yes, and I'm going to donate my fee to save it. And they turned in one of the coolest shrines in the golf world for sure, to honor our nation's heroes. It's going to be really cool. We've only got 80 spots. They'll go quick, and so you want to jump on it. I've got an email going out to the membership tomorrow morning with all the information for it. There is going to be a discount for first responders and active military. We're waiting on the final requirements for that. We'll submit it to us, and then we will deduct that discount from the balance payment. There's going to be a really, really special weekend honoring an organization that's near and dear to heart, and that's Folds of Honor Foundation, which, by the way, in the last 2 years, we've raised over $185,000 for it.
If you haven't been to the national championship, then that's a special moment when that check's handed over. There's Dennis.
I'm loving this. Is the beauty of like the live show, right? Like we're having one of our moments where Matt's in like the important discussion about Folds of Honor and some history and some really important stuff. And then of course, our fearless leader Dennis shows up and I'm like, oh yeah, hey, come over, get in the picture. I forget to click the mute button. I'm like, he's talking Folds, so we need to. Anyhow, it's classic live.
Well, and the funny thing is we've got our headphones in, so he has no idea what you're actually saying.
No, exactly. That's the other thing. He's like,
yeah, Begley said it. You just couldn't hear him. So no, but we're getting into Folds of Honor Foundation, like we said. Does such an important mission. I know so many of our members have been touched by their mission and everything that they've done. They provide educational scholarships to the families of our fallen and wounded military service members and first responders, which is new, which is just fantastic. We've already raised pretty good number this year for Folds. Haven't completely put that together, ready to announce it yet, but we're just getting started with that. We're going to have a nice little fundraiser this weekend for Folds of Honor on Sunday in the 19th hole at Black Desert. So we'll have some fun with that. We've done that in the past at Paynes Valley on the 19th hole. So bringing that back this weekend, it's just going to be a great time and looking forward to it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's good times. We'll have a great time up there, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll get. It's going to be a good experience. So, with that, cool. Chris is telling us where to go. So Shannon already discussed it a little bit. The North American Championship,
Orlando, Florida, baby.
Oh man,
we're excited.
Reunion, yes.
Florida reunion's so good.
Oh,
so good, Fegley. September 19th through 21st, the North American Championship. The Universal Retirement Senior North American Championship is going to be September 23rd, 24th, also at Reunion. Every golf course is world class. The senior championship has been upgraded. People have asked about that. It's going to be pretty much the miniature version of the 36-hole version of the North American Championship. All the swag, all the events, all the pomp and circumstance. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be an absolutely great time. So definitely mark the calendars there, Orlando, Florida. We've got some great room deals available, not required, at Reunion Resort. And priority registration is going to open on July 10th. Registration is going to open for all members July 31st. You're going to want to register early because you're going to get some extra stuff if you register early. So it's going to be a great time.
We got the early gift motivation. But also, the other important thing that you did touch on is the exemptions and how all that works for us. Again, we've got player of the year, how well you do in that, is it top 3 or top 5 in national majors? Putting you on the spot.
Why are you putting me on the spot? Top 3?
I'm not. I think it's 3.
Top 5.
Again, it's my way of saying the members' manual is important because it allows us all to read what's there.
And it's back on the website.
And it's back up. So, but yeah, we've got the priority exemptions, and that's a big thing. So it gives you the opportunity as you invest and play with the tour and compete and do well, gives you those opportunities to get registered and get your spot early so you won't miss out. So
it is top 3 in ties.
Top 3 in ties. There we go. So there's no
Your answer.
scorecard playoffs for the exemptions. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the
So,
other.
top 3 in ties every division this weekend in Utah.
Yep.
So Utah guys, know y'all love coming to Orlando. It's going to be fun.
Yep.
So,
And then a couple of things Chris mentioned. Registration night, that'll be a good fun time. It's going to be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're about to get kicked out. We're about to get kicked. Well, you're about to get kicked out. I'm not sitting in a seated area. You are. So we should probably wrap this thing up because we're live
Fair
in Black
enough.
Desert. They're going to
We are
make
live
you
in
eat,
Black-
or you can't
Yeah.
stay.
Exactly. Well, I
So,
ate.
anyways,
I can
we
eat
got
again.
2 quick minutes for questions, and then we're going to sign off and have a great weekend out here in Utah.
Absolutely. So yeah, anybody out there? Bueller, questions?
I don't think it's going to
So
be 40 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds, maybe, but not 40.
Yeah.
But I did get a question via text that I'll say the room rates for the North American Championship, they're already published on the TIP page, so you can call now and reserve those rates. Those are done. So there's a good question. Final thought, Shannon?
Look, engross yourself in this tour. It's a great thing to be a part of. I feel blessed, and I can't wait to get to our next tournament coming up here on the 19th at the Trophy Club, and I'll see you guys down the road.
Sounds good. I'm going to try to make it up to one of your events here soon. And Fegley, I'm going to just probably walk across the room and say hi to you at the end of this. So,
Exactly.
because people knew where we were and in relation to each other, they'd be like, "Why are you just on the same computer?" But it's all good.
There's an echo problem that occurs when it gets a little,
Correct. So, anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a fantastic weekend all across the Amateur Players Tour, but especially here in Utah, the APT Red Rock Championship, Black Desert Resort, one of the most stunning new golf resorts in the entire country. It's going to be a special weekend. Special thanks to, good old Dennis sitting next to me for helping us host this weekend. It's going to be a fantastic time. He's done a great job to throw a great event together. We're going to have a lot of fun. So stay tuned, and we will see y'all next Thursday live at the regular time. We'll be back home for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
So
home offices.
Sounds good. Hey, we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.